La 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 la. Hey, this is a song for my haters. Yeah, you got me feeling like the greatest.
Rowe dropping the pass in trouble. He gets the pass away over the middle, and it's picked off at the 20-yard line. Dansby makes the interception.
Welcome back to the episode of PCP Prescriptive Podcast. I'm your host, E. Dansby, and today I got another special guest with me today, man. A former Thompson Bulldog, a former Georgia Bulldog, and a former Detroit Lion, and currently by way of the Tampa Bay Bandits of the USFL, no other than my brother, Big John Atkins. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me, man.
Appreciate you coming on, bro. Appreciate you coming on, man. Just, taking your time out, bro, coming out and sharing your story with us, man. We definitely appreciate it, man. So before we get into your story, man, we jump into everything, we dissect everything, man. Your alma mater, man, University of Georgia, man. Last year, able to, after 41 years, able to win the first national championship. Now, with this year starting at a solid 7-0, with all this success that it had, man, what's been in your opinion on Georgia, man, here in the past year and a half?
That defense is very sneaky, man. People they ain't really looking at Georgia defense as like that good because you know the offense is very high power.
Yeah, it is.
And like I said, 19 very special.
Yeah.
Darnell Washington very special.
Yeah.
And they only getting healthier every year.
Yeah.
People wasn't so sold on Stetson Bennett. They wasn't. Now that boy walk around here. Stetson Bennett can go anywhere in the university in the state of Georgia.
And they know him now.
And they know him.
That's right.
That boy, he done beat out Aaron Rodgers to me. I mean, not Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Murray. Like, he got that type name now.
Yeah, because we know Aaron Murray, man, was probably one of I say outside of Matt Stafford, Aaron Murray is probably one of the most decorated quarterbacks at Georgia. I mean, and of course, man, Jake Fromm wasn't no slouch either, bro.
He wasn't.
Stetson Bennett, man, able to get it done after 41 years, man. Such a long drought, man. And like I said, he was able to go out last year, man, and get it done, man. And you know, you're finally able just to get over that Alabama hump, man. There's been such a just a thorn in your guys' side for just so many years, man.
Right.
And like you said, man, he gets you guys over the hump, man, able to get it done, man. So, we'll see, man. Here in the next few months, we'll see, can they, win the SEC? We'll see, can they repeat as champs, man? It's gonna be interesting.
You'll really get a feeling of the next 2 weeks. Like I said, they had a bye week, and then they got Florida, which Florida always play Georgia.
They tough,
heavy. Then you got Tennessee. Now that's gonna be the game.
Tennessee ain't no slouch. When you look on that, when you was looking on the schedule earlier this year, man, you look at Tennessee on the schedule, you thinking like, they the same old Tennessee.
Come on, man.
Hey, Hendon Hooker and some of those guys there, they're showing you they ain't the same old Tennessee.
Not.
And they proved it about 2 weeks ago, knocking off Alabama at home at Rocky Top. I played in that stadium. I know how it can be.
Man, come on.
Hey, man. So, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see in the past 2 weeks.
Sure.
So, getting back to your story, man, we just get back to this you and your story. So, before your stint at Georgia, before you into the NFL, man, your whole NFL career, man. Of course, man, Pop Warner, AYFL, all that stuff is essential for youth football in today's world. But just for you, what was your upbringing in Thompson and McDuffie County, man? And when did you find your love for the game of football?
It's weird, really, bro, because of course, I played recreation. Like recreation, I was always kind of the biggest one out there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't really play. I didn't come on playing recreation like right away. I waited till like a year or two after where I was kind of like, I done hit that. I was always big, but I was always the biggest one.
Yeah.
And I just went out there. My mom took me out there. And when she took me out there recreation, man, like it just seemed like everything just came such a natural to me. But I was just so raw. Even then, I was raw.
Yeah. But just so big.
Just big, so I can move you anywhere like I really wanted to because, like I said, I was still stronger than everybody, bigger than everybody. But
for sure.
I like with technique, I was gonna be an animal. I felt like.
Yeah.
So I was always raw, and then I wasn't never like even when I was the biggest one out there, I wasn't never tackle you. I grab your jersey and sling you down, sling you. Just want to do weird stuff like that.
just playing, just nasty, man. Just playing with that nasty intangible. You can't coach that, bro. As I tell people all the time, you can teach a man how to tackle. But you can't teach him to want to tackle.
I'm trying to tell you.
And it's a total difference, man, when you step on that field. You got to have that dog in you.
It's a want to.
You got, what I'm saying? It's a want to, man. And like I said, with Part 1, AOIFL being so big now, you coming up, I'm coming up, those things just wasn't around like that. We had a Part 1 league, we had rec leagues, but we just played in those leagues and it wasn't year round, you know what I'm saying? So we just had to work with what we had and make the best of it. You know what I mean? So shout out to you for that, man. Starting out, man, just being a dog early on, bro.
Yeah, man. It was. I don't know. It's honestly, I can't really explain it now because even when I was in college, on the way to college, it wasn't no camps like that. You probably go to the MVP camp. That's the biggest one you'll go to, the MVP camp.
Yeah.
Now these folks got
Nike camp.
Man, come on.
They got Nike, Adidas, Under Armour. They connected with all these colleges. Now you see guys that, and I give an example from a guy from Thompson now. You see a guy like young Trey,
right,
who's been a dynamic back now, who got a few years up on his belt still to play in high school. He's a dynamic player right now. But at the same time, man, he's young, and I think he received an offer like in the 8th or 9th grade from Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. So like I said, the outlets they have right now and the things that, people have been in to pave the way for these guys now. All the work that we've put in, all the work that people before us put in, is laying the foundation now, is on the ground now for these guys to come up, man, to get better opportunities than what we got. And that's what it's all about, bro.
Right. It's funny though we talk about the leg work because like it was us who started that trend on being good at Georgia.
Yeah, for sure.
So
everybody know that Georgia and Thompson had a relationship. If you was from Thompson and you was a good player and you was good enough and it was D1, they was going to Georgia.
Yeah, Clemson
didn't come to town. Alabama didn't come to town. We was going to Georgia. In that Alabama. I mean, not Alabama, but Georgia and Thompson had a close-knit relationship where if we had a guy, it's a straight pipeline, man.
It's straight there.
It was a straight pipeline. So, like I said, you grow up, you playing youth sports, man, in Thompson, man, eventually, man, you get an opportunity, man, to play at the Brickyard at Thompson, man. They have a rich tradition with just the Brickyard, the stadium itself, man. Legendary guys like Jerry Mays, Eddie Lee Ivory, man, the Brinkley brothers, Jap and Cap. And like I said, you coming up behind those, man, so it's a lot of expectations. And a lot of expectations and just something you got to live up to there. So as you enter high school, man, what were some expectations for John, man? Big John Atkins. What were some things you wanted to goals you wanted to get to?
Honestly, bro, I wasn't really focusing on football, to be honest. I was more of a basketball player. I felt like because everybody got that dream.
That's everybody that come through the podcast. Yeah. I didn't start playing football in 9th grade, man. I was a basketball guy.
Right.
And then, you said, damn, man, I see that. I find my niche over there. And I just started to rock with it, man, and the cards lay where they lay.
And it's fun because I growing up, like I said, I was playing football, but I wasn't enjoying football. Like basketball, it was fun, because you can go out there, you can do anything out there. You kicking it. It's no holes on what you can and can't do besides foul out, stuff like that. So I wasn't really a football fan even then, because I think in my middle school year, I had got me and Garrison Smith. I mean Garrison Kendrick, man. I said Garrison Smith because University of Georgia.
Yeah,
Garrison Kendrick, we was playing. We weren't even playing. We was up under the shed doing I don't know, man. They just had that doing crazy stuff back at school.
Yeah.
Man. So we ain't no way we should have been up on that shoot, bull in the ring, in a way, like board drill. That's what they say.
Yeah,
they call it board drill.
It's like a low. It's like it gets you to stay low drill. I got you.
And we came out of the ball. We hit each other. My shoulder gave out on me. I ain't played football the whole year.
Yeah.
So now I'm focusing on basketball in middle school when I'm coming out.
Yeah.
And then I was doing pretty good. I made varsity 9th grade year, so now you got to realize why I think I'm a basketball player. I made the varsity team, 9th grade, freshman.
Yeah. And what you're saying, a lot of times, man, with you being such a big guy, man, they try to put that expectation and that pressure on you. Well, you a big guy, so you got to play football. But like you say, Thompson got some hellified football players that came through, but they got a hellified basketball player that came through. When you look at a guy like Bontigo Cummings, who was able to come through Thompson and get it done at a very, very high level, not only in high school, but on the collegiate level as well, man. So, like I said, you can, being who you are, first round, you see examples not only on the football field, but the basketball court. Like, hell, if this guy can do it, hey, I can do it too, man. So, like I said, you go through Thompson, man, a few years, man. You have a stellar career there, man, and y'all winning a pretty good clip there, but with your individual accolades, man. You're a 4-star recruit, man. You're ranked number 12 overall in the state of Georgia, man. You're ranked number 17 out of defensive tackles in the state, in the nation. And, just a lot of things coming your way. So what was that recruiting process like for you, brother?
True story. I'm in my coach office, Coach Turner.
Yeah.
We getting out of weightlifting, so I go check in there. He like, hey, come in my office. I want you. Somebody want to talk to you.
Okay.
So I go in the office. So he called on the phone. So he like, I get on the phone. I'm like, hello. He was like, yeah, this is man, my first offer came from UMass.
Okay, yeah,
UMass.
Yeah.
So he on the phone. I'm talking to the guy. He was like, yeah, man, we really like you, man. We want you to come down here and be a part of our program and all that.
Right.
So I was about to say yes, sir, but he stopped me. Like, no, don't say no. Don't do that.
Yeah, and that's kind of like all of us, man. When you first get that first offer, you so
yeah,
oh yeah, I'm going.
And then, like so, I was finna go. I was finna commit over the phone. I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because that's just like he's like, man, dang, you know, I'm getting ready the opportunity to play in college, and I'm gonna jump on the first one I get. But you know, now knowing the process that we know now, you kind of sit back, you know, do inventory on it, you know, see what's out there, and then you make a decision. Yeah,
not no University of Georgia. I was going to University of Massachusetts.
Like, hey man, we talking about 20 hours.
Come on, man, and snowing. Yeah. I ain't know what was going on. So that was my first offer. He like, no, just wait. Like,
right.
They gonna start rolling in. That's thing you know, man. The Tennessees, the Georgia, the Florida, Alabamas. I'm just all coming to the school, and everybody, all the guys on the team, they see this, like they looking at me like, dang, but John, you gone, like, and I ain't know, like I'm saying, this is my junior year, like I ain't even got to my senior year,
and that's when they start coming, man. Your junior year, that me, Richmond, man, I have a stellar junior year at Richmond, man, be able to pick off 7 passes, bro, and then like the end of my junior year. Like you get into the spring, you're starting to work out.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We're building for the next year. We got a big senior class coming, man. A lot of guys coming back. We looking to win. We trying to make a state championship run. So, man, I start seeing all the scouts. You start getting the letters first. Then you start seeing the scouts roll through. They coming through spring practice. They coming through the workouts. Even coming to the basketball game.
Man, that's what I said.
They pulling up on you. You know what I mean? So, like I said, at that time, I know it had to be exciting, man. And it's just an exciting moment, not only for you, but for your family at the same time, man. Because it's always feel good to be wanted. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like I joke with everybody, like all my people, like my dogs, and I was like, hey, man, I had University of Alabama coach coming to a soccer game. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Hey,
because people don't know that I was because I ain't want to sit at the house, bro. I had to do every sport.
Yeah, you ain't want to sit at the
basketball,
house.
soccer, track, and football. All
right.
Year round, I'm playing something because I just didn't want to. Man, I idle mind.
Just ain't want to sit.
Idle mind.
Yeah, you just want to. You want to keep moving.
Yeah,
and then, like I say, it's a good way to stay in shape, man. Playing different sports.
It was.
So shout out for that, man. So eventually, man, like I say, you say. You get into your junior year, then you get into your senior year, man. In 2011, you commit to Georgia, man. February 2012, you go ahead and you sign with them, man. But like many of us, man, sometimes, you know, committing to college, we have detours. We may have to go somewhere else for whatever reason. It was getting grades up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you decide, okay, I'm going to Georgia, but I'm going to make a pit stop at Hargrave Prep School. We know Hargrave is a historic school, got a lot of tradition behind it. So you go there, man. So what that was like for you?
When I found out I had to go to Hargrave, I was like, you know,
It had you in a fun area because you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be at Georgia. Like that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm supposed to be at Georgia. Like so, Hargrave came around. I'm like, okay, cool. I go down there. I ain't know nothing about Hargrave at all.
It's like a military school.
Military
in Virginia, right?
No, none but men in Virginia, Chatham, Virginia, in the middle of town, like nowhere, nothing outside of it.
Yeah,
you can't walk off campus. You can't do
wild.
Nothing. You military.
That's military for real.
Right, but then they had boarding school. That's the crazy part about it. They had boarding school for little kids. Like you got little kids now from middle school on up. We was something called postgrad. Postgrad is after graduation. Boom, we there. So, but you got to realize we housing. Just say like any kind of, it's like a building downtown, right down the road. Like and they just put like a whole high school, basically.
So basically, the whole school
it
in the
ain't
middle
nothing
of
but
the
a daycare, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's it. Yeah, it's a big
like
daycare.
just like you know when basically like you got kids from like Saudi Arabia, like all them, they come over there. Yeah. They come into Hargrave for discipline. Like that basically was discipline,
that basically
bro.
Was like a discipline school.
And like I said, it was one of the it was fun. Like just me thinking like, bro, like I do like right now. People don't know, but if I can start over right now from high school, 9th grade, I would.
Yeah.
I would. Me knowing what I know now.
We always think back in hindsight. Like me, man, I was like, I look back over, you know, my college career, man, and the stint I had in the NFL, and I just look back over college, and I see the grind that I had to put into. And shout out, and I'm not a person that's trying to duck the work, but I look at, you know, what I was doing in high school, and I was like, man, I could have done a little bit better in the classroom, and maybe the journey wouldn't have been as harder. But you know, God have it set some type of way. You go through something for a reason to be able to appreciate what you have. So I understood it. But like you said, looking back in hindsight now, man, if I went back in just 10th, 11th grade, I definitely would have focused up and all the distractions for as, you know, it being, you know, friends, women, all that, man, I would have focused up and be like, hey, man, and this is a story I can tell. Man, one of the coaches from the University of Florida come to visit me He just went over to visit a guy named Dexter Staley. He was the #1 player in the state of South Carolina during that time. He comes over to Richmond Academy, and I'm not there. I'm gone, right? So he looks for me, and so one of my friends called me. I was like, hey, man, just tell him to leave his car. Not knowing that that's Florida. I'm thinking it's Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic. So I can call these guys back, and we can get in touch. But it's the University of Florida. But if I was doing what I was supposed to do, man, you get that opportunity, I'd probably be there. And I had in the numbers I put up, I deserve to be there. Right. But like I say, God didn't have it in the cards, and it worked out the way it did.
It did.
For the betterment. Hey, I'm still here. I got my opportunity, and now I'm doing this. So it did work out for the better. But I just sometimes I wonder, man, what if I'm there what if I'm at Florida playing against Georgia, against Alabama every week?
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And now those numbers that they think was at D1 AA level, they don't have to be as big or didn't play against the competition. Right. You know what I mean?
And you know the crazy part about that, I'm glad you just said that, when you just like, maybe it just went in the plans for you.
Yeah.
Bro, I got all the way through Hargrave. I'm down there thinking, I'm just trying to get my test scores up. I need a 17. I keep getting 17s on the ACT. I need an 18 for me to get in Georgia. Like, it was a grind. People don't know it was a grind.
It is, man. It is.
Like, we're going down there, we still playing. We basically like another year of high school down there. So
that's
we
basically all it is, man. And sometimes, man, prep school is a blessing, bro. Because sometimes you don't waste that eligibility. When you see your guys go to JUCO and they spend 1 or 2 years, that's gone. Now you got to go into college. And you got to step into a program with only 2 years left. They already got guys that's there growing in the program. But, good thing about JUCO, if they come get you, they look for you to play.
You gone.
So that's a good thing. But, prep school gives you that opportunity to just get your stuff straight, come in, still have those eligibility. So both of them are a blessing in the sky, but the prep way is the best way I think that people should go. If you want to get your grades up, go do something, get your test scores up, go to prep school. That'll be my advice to someone coming out.
And it would be now, but now they putting the eligibility thing on it now. So after they started doing that after 2012, after the class 2013, went there to Hargrave. They shut down the program. It's no postgraduate program, but they still got the little daycare thing going on. Yeah, but no, like back to what we were saying earlier. I went all the way through Hargrave, man. It's about time. It's like January. Yeah, the 1st of January. I'm ready. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to be in Athens by January 13th when class is taken.
Yeah,
I'm still
basically the spring semester.
So I'm still at Hargrave. I'm still there. I'm like, man, what's going on? We just to the ACT again, made it 17. I'm just like, man, you know what, bro? Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to stay here until I make the grade. So I'm like, you know what? Me and my coach McConnell, we just sat down. He was like, man, something is going on. So he go back and he pull up my transcript from high school. Back then we had a grade change. So with that grade change, they had a D where when grade change they put it at a D, but before that it was like a C.
Right.
Boom. We called clearinghouse. We let them know what's going on. They called back in 5 minutes and said, Mr. Atkins, you're cleared to go to the University of Georgia. I left out.
Man, that's a blessing.
Flew out of there.
Hey, that's a blessing.
Like it was.
That's a blessing, man. And like I said, just to get back to Athens, I know that was something that was very exciting for you, man. But like I said, Hargrave, no matter what it's been, hey, like we talked earlier, man, Hargrave has had some cats that come out of there, like your Leonard Floyd, your Shaq Lawsons, even another local guy, Cordrea Tankersley, who played at Clemson, who got drafted by the Dolphins. He also went to Hargrave. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like I said, Hargrave has been prep school has been a blessing for many, man. Right. We've seen a lot of guys come out of there and be successful on the NFL level, man. So you get your clearance, bro. You get to Georgia in 2013, man. You redshirt that first year, bro, and in 2014, you started to get some substantial time on the football field, man. So what was that process was like for you, man? Just adapting to the game from high school to prep school to now playing in the SEC, which is the NFL of college football. What was that process like to you? How did you adapt?
I really adapted because my teammates around me. I had older guys. Like that first year, 2013, I knew I was going to redshirt because they was loaded on the D-line.
Yeah.
Garrison Smith, Toby Johnson played, Michael Thornton, Ray Drew, Sterling Bailey, right. Josh Dawson, James DeLoach, Jonathan Taylor. Like, this are all the names that they had before me before I got there.
Guys already been in there putting
that was right after when Big John Jenkins had left. So, I thought I was finna come in and plug that middle.
Yeah.
It didn't work like that at Garrison Smith, and man, they had a stable of guys that were playing before me. So
yeah,
I redshirted that year. So after that redshirt year, going into that next year, a lot of guys Garrison had left. I think it was like Mike it was like a couple guys like Toby was there, Sterling, like, but I'm in the mix now. I'm in the mix.
Yeah, you in the mix against substantial.
Yeah, like Coach Rocker came there, Tracy Rocker came in the University of Georgia, gave me the most confidence in the world. Like, he made me walk, talk like I was that guy. Like, I want you to be that guy. I'm finna put it in there. You my guy. Like, older guys around me, I'm playing like, man. I remember when I played Clemson, man. Like, second game of the season, first game of the season. I looked at, if we were playing basketball, I would have been the sixth man. We started 3. I was the first one out the game, first one to go in the game on the sideline. Got in there, made a TFL on the goal line.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Like,
and I remember that game. I believe that game was in Death Valley on a Saturday.
That one was in Georgia.
That was at Georgia.
That was at Georgia.
That was at Georgia.
Their Valley's in with our red shirt.
Your red shirt.
Yeah.
I remember there was years when they was playing like, you know, kind of like they played at Clemson one year, and they flipped it and played at Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of during the time where you had Taj Boyd and all those guys. It was a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins.
That was that big part.
I remember that. I remember Clemson was very, Clemson, of course, dominated years later with Watson, but they were very good at that time.
He was. I think Watson was there.
Yeah, Watson was there, but he was playing behind Taj Boyd. Taj left, and then of course Watson. You know what I'm saying? He takes over, man. But like I said, man, shout out to you, man, for just being able to adapt because with any process in football, as you step up a level, it's a maturation process. You got to get bigger, you got to get stronger, you got to get faster, you got to get more wiser in the classroom, more skillful, know how to use your hands as a defensive lineman, how to get these offensive lineman hands up off you, not being tested, maybe to get to the quarterback or the running back, man. So and like we just said, man, the SEC is the closest thing to NFL football, man, and we know that the game of football is definitely played in the trenches, man. So
definitely,
yeah, it's always played in the trenches. So it's a few years, man. When you first get to University of Georgia, man, we know that Mark Richt, he's the coach. He's been there. He had a long tenure there, man, 14 years, man. But at some point, after the 15 season, the school decides to go in another direction, man. They go with Kirby Smart, a guy that went to Georgia, graduated from there, man. He's at Alabama. We, as a defensive coordinator, up under Nick Saban, we know what they represent, bro. And he comes into town, man, trying to change things around, trying to get you guys to where Alabama is. So what was it like playing for Coach Mark Richt, and then what was it like playing for Coach Kirby Smart? Both winners, so I know it had to be some similarities, but there's also some differences as well.
But Coach Richt was more offensive minded.
Okay.
Because those like he offensive guy. He let Todd Grantham handle the defense. That's who was handling. He was defensive coordinator, so he gave Coach Grantham all the leeway. When Kirby is opposite. Kirby is great defensive minded. Kirby know everything. It don't matter. You look it up.
Yeah.
If you out there on the field, he know if he know when you out of place. Like, he know that whole defense. Like, it's crazy. And then the guys that he hired, they know the defense just as well as he do. Just as well as he do. So it can be something.
You're only as good as the staff that you
right. So the Coach Smart, on the other hand, was so defensive minded and passionate. Coach Richt gonna get on you too. Like he like if you mess up, he gonna get on you. Coach Smart don't care who you is. You can be Sony Michel, Nick Chubb, me.
He gonna get on you the same way. And you see that, and you see Saban do that at Alabama, and he's up under this guy. So he's bringing that same mentality. He's brought that same mentality to Georgia, man.
Come on, like you got a lot of you had DeAndre Baker, Davin Bellamy, Lorenzo Carter, Roquan Smith, Nate Trez. You got to realize that kind of Kirby. And it was just like he was like. God, he say something, everybody did it. Like, cause like you in college, you got all kind of like personalities. So you got the hood out there too. Like, I ain't gonna let him talk to me like that. You got different
people coming from different.
Yeah,
and that's what I think was so good about Kirby. Because one thing about a guy like Kirby, and I'm not saying Mark Richt wasn't that, but I think that after 14 years being at Georgia, man, able to win the SEC in 2002, 2005, not able to kind of get it done from in the middle there. One thing about, I think, with Mark Richt being a head coach and then Kirby being the defensive coordinator, he might have wasn't on the recruiting trail that Kirby was on, getting to know these guys, their families, where they actually come from, sitting down with them, eating with them, learning who this guy is, where he come from, who his family is, mom and dad. And I think that's where you seen the divide, that Kirby was such a good recruiter because he had the rapport, not only from coming from Alabama, but now going to Georgia and bringing some recruit from Alabama to Georgia. And then, like I said, in the days NCAA, man, in college football today, another asset to coaching, what makes you a great coach is being a great recruiter.
Right.
And at that point, you just couldn't go into the living room and put the Georgia helmet on the dining room table.
It wasn't worth that.
Right. You could now, and as Nick Saban in Alabama, they had earned that right to do that, but you couldn't do it at Georgia. You can do it now, but you couldn't do it at that point when Kirby first got to Georgia in 2015, man.
No.
You know what I mean? So, Kirby takes over, man. 2016, his first year, y'all go 8-5, bro. You know, like you said, when you first kind of get in there, man, you clean the house and you just going with what you know. So 2017 gets here, man. You guys have a complete turnaround at Georgia, bro. You know, y'all finished 13-2 record, man. You guys earned a spot in the college football playoff, bro. Such a magical season, man. How was that ride for you?
That ride was the best experience I ever had in college.
And that's your senior year.
That my senior year, last year, bro. Like,
yeah,
that was the biggest ride in the world due to the fact of that game didn't start by us being Oklahoma. People don't know we went to South Bend and turned South Bend out against Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's
man.
And people tell people all the time, it's because Notre Dame is not in one of these mega conferences. Don't think that Notre Dame is a slouch because they're not.
They definitely not.
And to go to South Bend and to be able to compete and get a big win there, that's definitely major.
It definitely was. We packed it out straight, all red, nothing but red the whole trip, man. Beat them in overtime. Davin Bellamy got that sack and said he got ice in his veins. And that was started everything from there. We started rolling.
Yeah, you get on the road, man.
We went down the road to Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah, I remember
at
that.
7:30 at night.
And we're gonna get into that, yeah.
And later,
yeah. And like I said, man, you guys fall to Auburn, man, in the regular season. But like I said, Kirby comes in there, sets a new tone, man. You guys, sometimes as a big dog, you got to fall and learn a lesson. So now you fall to Auburn, but you guys get another shot at them in the SEC championship, and you guys dominate the game. Tell us about that.
We did. And that back then, Kerryon Johnson was Auburn workhorse. They would give Kerryon the ball. They ain't never like 40 times a game. And he just collapsed in the game.
Right.
And once we got to him and played him in the SEC championship, and we were hitting him early.
Yeah. You
hit him early. We were hitting him. We was hitting him. And
you got to win. You got a running back like as talented as he was, man. And that year that he was having was stellar. Man. He was stellar that year.
Like Kerryon with that guy.
He was. You had to put a hat on him early. Because if you let him got momentum and let him get going, it'll be a long day.
And we stopped him early, and we were getting key like turnover, sacks, and all that. And we blocked that field goal. People don't know when we blocked that field goal in the SEC championship. That was the one at the game.
Yeah.
When we blocked it.
And I want to say that and didn't have a bad quarterback because who was the quarterback? Stidham was the quarterback. Big number 8. Yeah. Stidham was no slouch, man. Stidham was a great player, man. He was a great player, man. So you guys, defeat Auburn, win the first SEC championship since 2005, man. Y'all bring the title back outright. Of course, you win the East, but this is the first time since 2005 that you winning the SEC outright. Alabama had claimed it for a number of years, Florida as well. But now the SEC title comes back to Georgia. But you guys don't stop there, man. Like I said earlier, you earn a bid in the college football playoff, man. You take home Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. Storied game, story history behind that game, man. You taking on Baker Mayfield, his big personality. Oklahoma, they're rolling. Georgia's rolling, man. Tell us about that game, just building up, man. The process, y'all taking the cross country trip, different time zone. What was that like?
And it was like, well, we started. We knew we had them because we were watching film on them early on. Because we like, hey y'all, we got 13 on. Baker Mayfield, I think he was 3.
6.
6 gonna kill us, and 6 can kill us. And that running back they had right now.
Good running back, yeah. I remember him.
People don't really know that. Yeah. We came in the game with
I remember him.
Baker Mayfield on our mind. Well, before that, we go out, we get back, so we flying in style, man. Like I got the pictures on Facebook. Like I'm in first class because back then, like when you're a vet, older guy. You ain't finna sit. You ain't finna sit to a seat. They can get you like that. I'm in my man. We got a lounge chair and everything. Like you hit a button, you can lay it all the way back like a bed. 5-hour flight though.
Yeah.
So we making sure we got to make sure we drinking water, doing all that. So we went out. We went early. We didn't go early. We went late and we got out early because back then, man, and you in Cali.
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle, man.
That's all I can say about that. You in Cali.
And it's a different lifestyle, bro.
So it's just like Kirby was like, he had us like locked down, but then we did have our freedom out there too.
Yeah.
So we went places like that. That was the first time I ever been to Cali. And then that game came around, bro. Like the game came around just so quick.
It was fast, a fast turnaround.
It was fast.
I tell people all the time, man, when you see, and you see it now in college football and in the NFL, when you see an East Coast team go to the West Coast, the time zone difference. Being in the city, a bigger city that's just more vibrant, got a lot more going on, a lot more to offer. You know, it can all hit you.
Nightlife was crazy.
Hit you quick. It hit you real fast. You know what I mean? So, and you kind of see it in the game, man. Oklahoma comes out, they jump on y'all early. They jump on Baker Mayfield. He's out there with the windmill arms, and he's doing this thing.
It's over.
You know he gonna front run, man.
It's over.
It's gonna front run, man. But y'all able to, on the backs of Jake Fromm, Sony Michel.
That who really was. Sony Michel was a beast that game. That boy saved us that game.
Yeah, on the shoulders of those guys, y'all able to come back and get a great victory, 54-48.
Man,
y'all get it done. I believe was it in overtime? Was that
overtime?
An overtime game.
Sony scored like the last 3 touchdowns.
Sony Michel.
Wildcat, same play. Wildcat. He took it out. He took it out the back of the end zone to score, and we won the game.
Yeah, and that was one thing about Georgia coming from the SEC, man. Y'all, I'm not saying you took Oklahoma light, but you don't think they were going to be as physical as they were early on. But as you see, being in the SEC, being able to play 4 quarters that physical,
facts.
That's what SEC football brings you, because it's kind of seemed like as the game waned on, they start to kind of get the defense started to wear, and then Sony started having his way, Chubb started having his way. Fromm made some key throws here and there to get the game under control.
It went down like defense went down to the last wire, man. Like that show you how well conditioned Georgia really is. University of Georgia, one thing about them, they're gonna be in great condition.
Yeah.
Every team I done been on will always be in great condition.
Yeah, you're going to be in some shape. Yeah. If we don't be nothing, we going to be in shape.
Facts.
That's what's up.
Sony really saved, like, that game right there, man. We wouldn't have won that game without Sony. Like, Sony.
Shout out to Sony Michel.
Chubb went crazy, too. But Sony Michel single-handedly won that game for us.
Man, shout out to that, man. And once you guys got that, man, now we see in Georgia, it's a new day in Georgia. But the job's not finished. So, we get into the national championship, brother.
Oh, man.
And now the national championship, you guys taking on Alabama. We go back, and we're going back home, basically. The national championship is in Atlanta.
In the A with it.
It's in Georgia. This is a home game for us. Georgia jumps on Alabama early. They make a quarterback change, and it seems like it changed for the worse for the Bulldogs.
It did.
And we see Tua, a famous play, man.
I hate Tua to this day.
Looked the safety off and bombed it right to Devontae Smith in the corner in the back of this, led him to the end zone.
Right.
And it's up. The rest was history. Those guys go down, and you just like, man, Georgia should have won that one. Right. So this in that game, man. Just what you think? What do you think you guys might have just come up short? Like, what went wrong right there? Because you guys dominated the game.
We did.
Like almost start to finish it. Then they make the quarterback change, and they only make about, like we always say, it's over 100 plays ran in a football game, but only about 5 or 6 gonna really matter. It seemed like they made the plays that mattered the most.
The biggest one that really mattered, people don't really know it, was when we was in halftime. Kirby said, they finna bring their freshman in here. We finna get after his stoop. So everybody hype, like, cause we were whooping them. Like,
y'all was, man. Hey, Jalen Hurts, man, he struggled.
They would have
mightily.
kept Jalen Hurts and we would have beat him by 30.
Yeah.
But they got rid of him. So Kirby, like, he kind of knew. Like, I don't know how the man knew, man. He just knew. He said it. He told us. We finna bring him in. Like, they finna bring that freshman in. We finna get after his ass too. So we like, okay, let's go. Bro, we went out there the first play of the second half. That man broke a sack and ran for the first down.
Yeah.
Like 30 yards. I said,
I remember that.
It's finna be trouble.
It's been a bit trouble. And it seemed like when Tua stepped into the ball game, you could just see the momentum just change.
Bro, I can be honest, I don't think nobody knew what hand he was.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew.
He played somewhat a lot that year because, Alabama blowing folks out. He coming in getting mop-up duty. He getting them some reps in. But it proves that those reps late,
they were
early, helped them out late.
Because people didn't
think he would come in and do something. And it's like, man, they caught the momentum because I remember they come out, and I think you guys maybe they block a field goal or they miss a field goal. And They missed it. And then he comes back and just throws like the left-handed to someone else and really just catches it in the back of the end zone.
It was crazy.
And it seemed like from that moment, it just got out of control from that moment, man.
And it's funny though, because I'm just like, dude, how? Man. He didn't play that whole year, like, and then nobody, like I said, I don't think nobody understood how strong his arm was.
Yeah, man, dude had a laser, man, and he was so freaking accurate.
But bro, it was 2nd and 26.
Second and 26. He gets sacked. He gets sacked the first time, and so now
knocked him back to the 50.
Yeah, and don't be mad at me, bro. But outside of the school and me rooting for my college,
right.
I attended, man. I always been a Bama fan, so I'm in the house with Georgia fans, and I'm like, oh man. So you know how sometimes TVs. They be late. You might skip one TV may show this and then the other TV show this. So at second and 26, I see Tua and me being a DB playing corner, playing safety. I see him with the shoulder play, just like look the safety off and then just rifles.
Just hit it.
He just rifles it, and man, and Devontae Smith just falls right up on him. He's just beautiful.
Man, the crazy part about I seen the ball going out, bro. I'm seeing the ball. I'm just like, bro, please drop it. Please drop it.
Yeah, you see him running down the field wide open.
He walked up on it. As soon as he called it, my helmet came out by the same time I bust my helmet all on the ground.
Yeah.
My Georgia helmet right now to the day, my visor broke, everything. Face mask quick. I was, man.
And the thing about it, of course, we know Georgia, they get up, they get from up under the thumbprint of Alabama years later.
Yeah.
But man, that was a game and that's their senior year, but that was a game that you guys had and could have won. And man, if you're a national champion, it's one thing they can't take away from you. But still, nevertheless, you guys got there and you guys started that change at Georgia, and you can't knock that, man. The way y'all was able to come into Georgia, start that trend, now these guys are trending upward. So in everything that they won, you gotta kind of relate. You gotta give it back to those guys like Fromm, like Chubb, like Sonny Michel, yourself, the guys that been there that paved the way, man. So like I said, wasn't able to get it done, bro. But like I said, man, y'all made it a better Georgia program today.
It was, and the only thing I hate about it was it get me in my feelings to this day. Like no lie, I got to tell it.
Go ahead, bro. This you.
And so we lose. So Alabama going to win. When Alabama win the national championship, everybody from the University of Alabama get drafted. Everybody.
Yeah.
Kind of like Georgia was last year. Everybody, like Georgia had about 20, 30 people get drafted.
Yeah, everybody.
That never happened.
I think this is the year. I think that might be the year of Minka and all them guys come out. Yeah.
So all them boys, they had a dude by the name of Josh Frazier, man. Josh Frazier never played at the University of Alabama at all. This man got drafted in the 7th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yo, that's crazy.
I was undrafted.
Just because he went to Alabama.
Just because he went to Alabama.
And sometimes that's the politics in football. We know,
it is.
You know what I'm saying? Us being having NFL experience, we know there's a little politics in it, man. But like you said, just because he played at Alabama. When you said Joe Frazier, I'm like, the boxer?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember no Joe Frazier name being called at Alabama at all, man, in that season. But he might have been a good player. But he just ain't getting no time, but he was at Alabama. But like you said, man, it's crazy. And like you said, man, so, eventually, man, college football is such a blessing, man. And you always tied to the school. Right. That's one thing I can never take away from you. So, but eventually, as athletes, we have to move on. 2018, man, undrafted free agent with the New England Patriots, man. They pick you up, bro. You get in the training camp with them. What was the process like?
Bro, that was the best. Like, everybody, it's like when everybody's like, oh, man, you going to New England. Like, you finna, boy, man, Bill Belichick don't play. Bill Belichick don't play. But when I got there, Bill Belichick was the nicest coach I ever been around. Like,
really? Yeah.
He was just like Kirby Smart. When I just left the University of Georgia, he was just like Kirby Smart. Like, he was intense and all that, but he was just so cool. Like, Bill Belichick was cool. So I get through there. I'm going through preseason. Like, well, me and Frank Herron, we both in there together. Like, we going through. We the only D lineman, 2 D linemen they brought. Besides, one more they brought in Trent Harris. So it's 3 of us.
Right.
So we going through. Like, I make it all the way through to the last cut. You make it to the last cut, but dog, you think you there? Like,
and I think in that season they might be coming off a Super Bowl loss.
Yeah,
they just might have lost to the Eagles that year.
It was.
So they went to a Super Bowl, but they lost to Philadelphia.
So we get through, man, and we get through preseason. Preseason, man, I'm going crazy. Like, I'm putting like good film out there. Yeah. Bill Belichick was a fan. Brendan Daly, he was a fan. It's all like around New England. Like, I got everybody just gravitate to me for some reason. Like, just I don't know what it is. Like, they just gravitate to me. So it's going all the way down to the final preseason game, man. Not preseason game. Yeah, preseason game. I balled out all preseason.
Yeah.
Get to final cut. They let me know, like, we don't know yet. Everybody else getting cut now. Like, they calling them in early. Like, they don't call you, you good.
You good. Yeah. Because that day you looking at the phone like, man, I'm the phone
man, let me get to 5 o'clock. Like, you get to 5, you good. You good. So I'm like, okay. boom, I picked up my phone. I see my phone. They called me. I was like, oh, man, I know what's going on now. So Bill Belichick them talk to me like, yeah, man, it's between you and another guy, and y'all competing, but I don't really we want to go with a offensive lineman direction because the offensive lineman got hurt. So the guy that I was competing with, they ended up still signing him to B squad, and they was like, we're gonna tell you what, don't go nowhere right now. Come back tomorrow, and we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do.
Right.
I leave, go back to the hotel. I'm calling my people like, yeah, I might be good. I mean, I don't know because me and my agent talking. So we like,
you going on his word.
Yeah,
like,
we don't know.
We trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm like, so the next day I come back. So that's when they break it down to me like, yeah, it's between you and this guy right here, but we kind of can't do nothing because he got drafted before you. Like he got drafted a year before in the second round. So they released me.
That's crazy.
At like 1:30, by 2:45, I was on the way to Detroit.
Yeah, and that's what's up, man. So like you said, man, you get picked up, by the Detroit Lions, man. And that's what I tell people all the time, man, the game of football, bro, it's a game of inches. It's just like life. It's a game of inches, man. And you never know, when you're going to get another opportunity.
Right.
You see a lot, you put so much on film, I should make this football team. But like we said when we talked earlier, when you're in the preseason, man, you're in training camp, and you're going through these preseason games. You're not only competing at your position, you're competing at other positions. You competing with
other teams.
You're competing with 31 other teams. Not only the 90-man roster that you got that's getting cut down,
right?
But at the same time, you're putting good film out there, and the Detroit pick you up. And sometimes coaches have relationships. Not knocking the work you put in. Back Patricia. He was there in New England. Belichick got that relationship. So, of course, when you see a good play, they ain't going to let it get on the road. Hey, man, go help my partner out down the road who's they're in a whole different conference. Like, so this guy won't come back to bite us too much unless we see him in the Super Bowl.
But
you know what I'm saying? So
then again, though, it was like I said, and then it also crazy, though, because like I said, my dog Toby, my brother, he was at Detroit when I was training and stuff. So he was at Detroit, and I thought we were going to get to play together. And so I get down there, and he ended up telling me like, yeah, bro, they released me. I'm finna go watch guy, but he was hurt. So I think like, okay, they brought me in. Like, I was on P squad for the first year. Yeah. Like first year, I got all the way to the last 2 games, but they ain't let me get my 3rd game. They ain't let me get 3 games. I ain't get accrued credit the season my first year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. I played all the way through.
Yeah,
last 2 games.
That's crazy, man.
Miami wanted to bring me up and activate me on the active roster.
Right.
Detroit didn't want to let me go. They brought me up, said, well, you know what, we'll bring you up. I wasn't going nowhere because I was just so comfortable in Detroit. Like, I've been there the whole year. Like, I'm so comfortable. I'm with all my dogs, like Ashawn, Snatch. Well, Snatch didn't come to the next year. Yeah. I'm with Ashawn, Deshaun, Romeo Quara. Snatch came later on that year. Sly was there. Snatch came later on that my rookie year. Right. And like they just went from there. Like the next year, I'm really like I'm considered that guy. Like I'm starting in the NFL. Like I've started like 6-7 games.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. You see, like when the next year, man, 2019, bro. You play 12 games, you start 6 of them, man, and it's just like it's like a blessing because you don't see a lot of guys that come from the practice squad to become starters. Right. They're always just like roll in guys or just fill in guys, man. And so, like I said, you become in, you go to Detroit, man. And you play those 12 games, you become a starter, bro. And then, you probably looking to stay in Detroit, but then boom, contract stuff probably come up, and then the pandemic. Stopped a lot, man.
Pandemic.
You choose to opt out. So tell us about that, bro.
The pandemic, man. Like me thinking what I know now, bro, I would never did it. Never do it. Like I get back in that league, I never coming home again. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my city, love everything about it, but the pandemic was just different due to the fact of I was looking for something so temporary. Like I felt like what was going through my head was honestly, bro, like I never had a break. Yeah. Rec league, got out of rec league, middle school, high school, college.
Yeah, prep school.
Yeah, prep school. Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? I never had a break, so when that came around, I jumped on it real quick.
Like a break.
It was a break, but I didn't know like
it was something that was scary. You got people dying every day.
So I ain't know the signs of these. I just had a little girl.
Yeah, so you don't want to come home and you're in different cities. You're around guys in the locker room. You're around the media. You don't know who. This stuff is transferring so fast, so we don't know what's going on. So that's an opportunity to get you. Take that break, get around family. Because a lot of people don't know that. I tell people all the time, man, if you're a football player, this is what you want to do professionally. There's no off season. There's an in season and out season.
That's it, bro.
But we reckon to get better, whether we're in season or out of season. Yeah. There's never a break. So I understand that, man. Just wanting to come home, man, not understanding the health risks of what COVID had to offer at that time. No vaccines were available at that time. So I definitely understand it.
And like I said, like we had me and my wife, we got older kids at the house too. Like we got 3 boys and a girl. Like so when that came out, my little girl was just being born, bro. Like so I ain't know the science of it.
Pandemic baby, man. So you don't know. You don't want to bring nothing home. So that you know, she's an infant.
Her so we talked and we just kind of like, you know what, like if you she said it though, it's on you. Yeah, it's on you. Yeah, I would love you at home, but I really want you to go. She really wanted me to go back to work, but then again, like I said, bro, I'm gonna give you the truth. I was out here, bro. I was out here partying like I was that guy. Like around in Augusta, I had parties almost every month, every week. Yeah, because I mean, you just packing 706 out. Yeah,
and it's just, man, you just being real, man.
Yeah, like I ain't never, like I said, I never had that time. Then when I had the time, me and my, like we going out, me and my wife, so we stepping. Like we gonna step out. We gonna step out.
It's kind of like I got a free year.
Yeah, so I'm going out. I gained weight, bro. I gained like 30 pounds. Yeah. So I'm going back now instead of, bro, when I was in New England, when I ended my career with, I ain't gonna say New England, when I ended my career with Detroit, bro, I was like 315 to 318. I was never above that. Sometimes 305. Yeah. Bro, I got all the way to like 370 some pounds.
That's a lot of weight to get. That's a lot of weight.
I went back to, this was like, I went back to Detroit, bro.
Yeah, that's old lineman weight.
Yeah, so I went back to Detroit not preseason, OTAs. Next year. The following year.
This is the 20. Now we working into the 2021 season.
So I go back. So I'm already like scared though, because like I said, I ain't seen none of these boys. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I get back, I'm thinking everything gonna be good. Like I'm already scared and nervous though, because I'm like, man, I hope these folks don't put me on this scale. Yeah. Don't put me on this scale. You put me on this scale. Give me something. Give me something to work it out. Give me a couple of days where we go to practice and I can knock 12 off. So when you finally see my weight, you be like, oh, dang, it ain't that bad. So I was like 370, bro, like 362. That's what I was, 362. I remember. So we in the weight room, we working out. So my screen coach, he eased the way on around just see what's going on. They want to see what I weighed, because like I said, it's a whole new coach style. Yeah, Matt Patricia, them gone. They gone. Yeah, Bob Quinn gone. Like.
Yeah, and so, you know, when a new staff come in, they looking to clean.
Looking to clean house. So I go back in. So we over there. I'm at my workout station. I'm over there doing. So he come over. He tap me. Hey John, let me see your weight right quick. So I'm like, oh. So I go there, take my weight. It said about 360. So I'm like, okay, I already know what's going on. So it's time to go to practice now. We working out. It's time to go to practice. They're like, oh, nah, John, you good. You ain't got to, you ain't played football in a year, so we don't want to get you hurt. We don't want you to go out there and try to hurt yourself. I ain't seeing what really going on.
You ain't seeing what's going on.
I ain't seeing. I'm just like, but then again, it all stopped right at practice. In that same day, I kind of knew what was going on. It kind of dawned on you late. Wow. So I'm like, damn, they ain't. I'm like, so I go talk to the coach, like, hey, coach, you know, I'm good. I can go out there and do these drills and ain't nothing. Yeah. Oh, no, we just don't want you. You ain't played football in a year, so we don't want you to go out there and hurt yourself for doing that. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, see, they looking, and now you peeping.
Now,
they can't release you hurt.
Yeah, they can't.
They can't release you hurt.
So now I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I see what's going on. I go in there after practice, taking a shower. I ain't left out the building yet. I know. Yeah. I don't want to go all the way home and y'all call me. So I'm gonna sit around the building, take a shower, go in there, just basically just walking around, eating and shit, eating and stuff like that. So I get out the shower. Soon I walk back to my office and put my clothes on. I see my phone ring. I pick it up. I'm like, hello. He like, hey, John, this is, I forgot his name with the lines, man. Can you meet me over here by the elevator? So I already knew what was going on. I already had packed up my locker before that. Yeah. The whole time I'm walking around, I done packed up my locker. Yeah. I'm already ready. So
just I tell people all the time, and you got to be ready for the unexpected.
Yeah, the Grim Reapers.
You can have the best camp in the world, the greatest preacher in the world, and they let you go.
Come on, them Grim Reapers. We call them Grim Reapers.
Yeah, for real.
They grab you at the door.
And sometimes in the first go around, it's always a tough pill to swallow. You know, you went through it through New England, so you take it in Detroit, you take it a little easier. But at the same time, man, at the end of the day, man, we know we men out here, we got families to take care of. So it is dear to us. but we know financially, man, you go out there and you make a little money, we okay, but we want to try to make as much money as we can because we know the game don't never last forever.
It definitely don't. And then even with me leaving, like when I first experienced it at New England, it wasn't really we got to let you go. Like it wasn't like that. It was
they were trying to hold on.
They were holding on. So, but with Detroit, like they were like, yeah, bro, we just
gonna let you go.
Yeah, let you go. Like we just went there. So boom, I was like, that hurt it. Then I come back to the crib.
Yeah.
I still ain't doing it. I'm like, you know what? I'm mad. I'm mad at myself because I was there. I fumbled the bag. I tell everybody that to this day, bro. It ain't no what you call it with me. I fumbled
ain't no shame,
the bag.
You was in the NFL.
I was in the NFL.
People fumble the bag of life so many times with getting addicted to drugs, whatever.
I missed my re-up year. Because if I would have went back, man, I was starting nose tackle for the Detroit Lions. If I would have went back before that COVID year, I should have went back.
You would have went back.
If I would have went back, Matt Patricia was gonna work with me, bro. They loved me, love.
Yeah, and sometimes you see this a different kind of change in the regimes where one staff may love you, another staff may not. One staff may be defensive minded, one staff may come in offensive minded, and then it's just a change. And then we see that after that you get a shot with the hometown Atlanta Falcons, man. So what was over that too?
With the Falcons, it was more cool, but it wasn't. For me, I hated it. Yeah. Then again, like me and my wife always talk. She always tell me, she like you didn't give your all because you kind of knew what was going on. But it's kind of hard to give your all when the coach telling you, which I mean it's the truth. But at the end of the day, I don't really want to hear it. Don't tell me, oh well, y'all really ain't gonna kind of make this team. Y'all playing for another the other 31 team. You feel what I'm saying? He telling you that's killing you.
It's killing your confidence.
So don't
not your personal confidence, but just your confidence just to make the football.
Yeah,
team. Don't because I'm here with you guys. If I go, if I play well enough, of course I may get a opportunity with 31 other teams. But you guys see me every day. You see,
because I thought I was gonna be that guy. To be honest, bro. Yeah. I really thought I was gonna be that guy. Like, cause they signed me. After I got released from Detroit I went and worked out with Green Bay. I went and worked out with Green Bay. And when I went and worked out with Green Bay, I went to Atlanta first. I think I went to Atlanta first. I forgot who one came first, but I went to the Atlanta workout, killed the workout. Killed it. Like they doing something and my skill set as a traditional nose guard, 3-4 nose guard, you're gonna take up 2 blocks, you're gonna do hip reaction. You're gonna do a whole lot of stuff that we did at Georgia. So the drills, I was murdering the drills. So they stopped my workout. Like, that's it, we done.
Yeah,
the Falcons did this.
Okay, yeah,
signing you,
bring them in. Yeah,
bring them in. So I'm out there. Everybody I'm talking to everybody. I get the count. They telling me like, yeah, man, we gonna. I did one practice on OTAs because that was the last day and. That was before everybody came home. So I came back in the fall. We come back. And when COVID was out, I got COVID.
Oh man.
We had a dinner at my house before I left.
Yeah, and then you catch COVID. That's kind of a setback, man.
I go back. I got sent in the hotel for 10 days.
Same thing with me, man. The story for me. Same year, 21. Indianapolis already in training camp. Get the workout. You go there and take the COVID test. Got COVID.
10 days in the room.
COVID. And this was basically not 21. This was in 2020 with me. But the same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Well, I caught COVID, and then now,
it's over.
It's a setback.
Yeah,
and you got to go back in now. In the NFL, one thing I tell people all the time: the NFL is a machine.
It is.
It's gonna keep on going. It's gonna go without Tom. It's gonna go out long without Milieu. It's gonna go on without Tom Brady.
Yeah, well, he brought his butt back.
It went on without Joe Montana.
Yeah.
It went on without It went on without Troy Aikman. Some of the greats.
Going.
It's gonna still go on. It's a machine that's gonna keep on turning, man. So regardless of what we got going on, that brand, you know what I'm saying? That logo is gonna keep on moving.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep on moving.
That's what I be trying to say. Like with the whole. It recycles, so
it recycles.
I was like, even when get to the USFL, we probably gonna get it there later on.
Everybody get into that next, bro. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, all right, cool. Like you the big dog. Like you done been through the league. You done been there. You done been dominated. You done been dominant in the league.
Dominant in the league. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people can't say, but I went out there for 2 good seasons and gave
dominated,
me
bro. Like I remember, in Minnesota, guys talking like, yo. Hey, you know that guy right? He from where you from?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but I see Big Dog making some noise out there. And when we say noise, I tell people all the time, man, playing nose tackle, bro, you're not sometimes gonna make a lot of tackles and stuff. It's all about making plays for other people.
Right.
Making plays bounce. taking up 2 blocks.
Man, Roquan love me. Roquan Smith love me.
yeah, he made a living off it.
Man, come on, man.
The offensive lineman like getting up to the second level on him. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a nose tackle that's doing his job.
Right.
That was, and so I tell all the time, man, a nose tackle not going to be a guy that's going to be this guy that's just, he's not gonna make a wow you with a lot of plays. That's why Warren Sapp was so great, because you know what I'm saying, all the being able to get to the quarterback like he was able to at nose tackle, taking on those double teams and everything like that. You got to shout out to that, man. So like you said, man, you get the opportunity in Atlanta, man. And then once that's over, you come back home for a second. Then the USFL, man, new league comes about, and then you get an opportunity with the Tampa Bay Bandits, right? So what's that opportunity been like? We know you're with them now. They just finished their first season, bro. It's been a success. You got Fox behind it. You see guys signing to go to the NFL, like a guy like Turpin, many of the other guys that done played in the USFL, and they getting opportunities in the league. Now we see guys that's from the area right now who played at Florida. A guy that played at the Citadel, who's been on the show, Willie Eubanks. He's got a job, a shot with the New Jersey Generals.
Yeah.
You still with Tampa Bay Bandits. So what's that first season been like for you?
The first season was. It was cool. Like everybody was down there. Like even I hit Willie up, and me and Willie used to train together. With Ray. Shout out to my dog Ray.
Yeah, shout out to Ray. Shout out to M-Tag, bro.
Oh yeah. So we was over there working out with Ray, and I end up going out. I talked to my agent. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try it out. He was like, okay, yeah, try it out. Just enter your name in the draft. You can't go wrong. I'm just gonna enter you in the draft pool. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm coming out my neighborhood. Like I'm just riding that thing. I get a missed calls. I'm like. I just say, I don't know who it is. I'm gonna listen to the voicemail. They were like, yeah, this is Todd Haley with the Tampa Bay Bandits. I was just calling because we selected you with the pick, and we just wanted to welcome you to the team. Man, I broke my finger trying to call him back. Yeah. So, but no, it was a good experience though, bro. Like that was a good experience, but it can be. It can be frustrating too, because once you're used to something that's a certain way, like I said, I've been at the University of Georgia, I've been at the New England Patriots.
Yeah, sometimes the beginning league is a grind.
So it is. So a lot of stuff ain't really organized the way it should be.
Yeah, just because it's new.
Yeah. So now, like by the end of the season, that they was working their way out, and like it was fun. Like me and Willie, like we always try to compete.
Yeah, that's what's all about competing.
Yeah,
and one thing about the USFL, man, like I said, probably not as organized as the NFL, or probably not college football, but of course it's brand new, ain't got the I would say the income behind it just yet, but definitely getting some sponsors and people, flooding to it though. But like I said, it's providing film.
Right.
The NFL is all about what can you do for me now? You know what I'm saying? What can you do for so shout out to that was just being able to put film on tape to say, hey man, this is what I got going on.
Fact,
now, you know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, so and I would just say in your first stint in the NFL, because I know you're probably looking to go back and get back in, man. So, playing in the NFL, now playing with the Tampa Bay Bandits, man. Like, just looking back on all that experience, man, coming from Thompson, now, getting your shot in Georgia, such a storied career there, all the success you had there, man, all the memories in Detroit, man, the opportunity you had there. Now here with the Tampa Bay Bandits, man, what does it mean to you now? Just looking back, bro.
Just looking back at it, like I had a hell of a ride.
Yeah,
hell of a ride. Still going.
That's it.
It's still going. Like so, I'm like I said, I'm gonna play till they keep me out. Like you feel me? Like I'm just trying to get back.
Trying to get back.
Let them folks know like. Hey, yeah,
they know what no time to play.
Like
this. Yeah, it ain't light. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like running
because
back.
They don't really get bang like that. They
don't bang like that.
They get double team, but if you really know how to handle it, like man, look at me right now, man. I'm perfectly healthy, man.
Yeah,
no surgery.
Yeah,
knock on wood. No injury that took me out from the game. Again, knock on wood.
Yeah,
I live my life. I done lived a good life. Like people straight. Me and my family straight. Like.
Yeah,
we good.
Like, that's all you ask for, man.
Yeah, you feel me?
Like football, it's been good to you.
Yeah,
and I tell people all the time. Sometimes, man, when we on the ride of making it to the NFL, sometimes we sit back and not enjoy it.
So
sometimes we make mistakes along the way, but at least we get sometimes. Shout out to you for just sometimes enjoying the moment, because sometimes we get lost in the moment.
Yeah.
And then we look back and we don't enjoy it. You see a lot of these guys that have so much these luxurious careers, but they don't enjoy it. And then when it's taken away from them, they suffer from different mental
so
then
issues. That's when suicide come in. Like you feel me?
You look at the Junior Seau, so many different people. You know what I'm saying? Like this, they start abusing different drugs, pills, whatever it may be, because they didn't enjoy the moment. And then when it's taken away from them, they know nothing else other than just that moment,
bro.
You know what I mean? It becomes detrimental to them.
I done did, like I tell them before, I done, man, a lot of people like didn't know I ain't no shade or anything. A lot of people would get a right on to be in my situation.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Just cause what I done did, man.
I tell people all the time, man. People talk about, and I've heard people say about me, well, you're not playing no more. It was so fast,
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Now? I said, man, hey, I'm in the trucking business now, but I hold my head high on it because I know that what I put into it, and I know that many people don't get the opportunity.
You feel me? Like, I hate when people do that. Like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, don't try to knock me, like, just because I ain't in it no more. Because when I was like, you was on around my coattail, so. You were walking around the city. Oh yeah, but that boy John, man.
Yeah.
He him and like.
But that's just fans.
That's just the hate, though.
Yeah, that's hate when you because sometimes the people that's calling your name and that's on the team. That's the team that want to see you feel the most. And it probably was 2 good years you was in making the noise. Yeah, they know John. When you talk about as soon as you're out, then they got a whole lot to say. Oh, why you not in? What they see you doing?
But they make up reasons.
They make up reasons. But I tell people, what me and man, in the process of been for me, I learned, man. It don't even matter.
Right, so that's
at the end of the day, man, me and my family, bro, my daughter, fiance, we all happy, bro.
Right.
I done what I done. I made the money out of money. Now I'm in the truck again. People see me out delivering now. I be like, yo, what's up, bro? I'm a guy. And I tell people, my time in the NFL, man, me being in Minnesota, me being in Carolina, it was no different than the guy working at McDonald's. I was very approachable. So sometimes you get big, man, guys not approachable. I was always that guy. Bro, I was coming home. I came home, bro, from Minnesota, bro, and was taking my neighbor, who was elderly, to the store. I done that when I was in college coming home. I done it when I was in the NFL coming home. I never changed. You know what I'm saying? I was always a guy I'm from around the way.
And that's how I am too.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
I ain't never. Hey, I know where I come from. I know who I am.
Get your shirt off my back.
And I don't even have to prove that to nobody.
That's
if you around me, you know who I am.
But that's
you know what I'm made of.
If you ask anybody from my city, like from Thompson, bro, like that's all they gonna tell you. Like, man, that boy,
that's all I heard.
That boy real, man.
That
boy, that boy made it, boy. And but it was man. Anybody around me, anybody that know me, bro, like if you got to know him in the NFL. I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna say nothing. I sit back, bro. I'm just more reserved than anything.
You gotta be more reserved, bro.
I sit back. Everybody else, they be like, man, bro. I never would have known you was in the NFL, bro. Cause you would have like you don't act like it.
You don't act like it, man. And they say that's when God can really come in and bless you, bro. It's just like when you can sit back and what you done that may have been greater than others, and not as great to you because they don't even know that you still trying to get back.
Facts.
You can't in the NFL. You can't rest on what you done. You looking at what's ahead of you.
Come on, man.
I tell people all the time, man. The rear view mirror is always smaller than the front mirror for a reason. Mm-hmm. Only time we need to look at it is to look back on what we done and see where we come from. But other than that, we still looking ahead, bro. Like, especially playing the game of football, man, you got to keep looking ahead. And like I said, we can never play the game forever. So we trying to get everything we can get out of it for is the playing time, the career, the income, the finances. People think you're making all this money. You ain't making as much money as people think you are. Now we good, we straight, but at the same time, bro, every dollar, every penny count. We trying to make as much as we can.
Right. See, that's the thing about it. Like when people say, "Oh, boy, you in the NFL," boy, they look at you like you're an automatic millionaire.
Nah, hell no.
You ain't no millionaire. Like, cause think about it. Sometimes you gotta start. You gotta get it out of the mud first. Count. You ain't getting paid nothing but like $300.
Yeah.
If that. So,
if that. Thousands.
Yeah. Like
man, I'm in Minnesota, man. You got Kirk Cousins making $1 million a week. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm struggling to make a couple bands.
Come on, man.
Come on now. And and what I was making to some people is a lot of money. But when you stepping on that level, bro. Hey, bro, you coming out with us tonight? I'm good, dog. I'm good, bro, because I'm saving when I got to come back.
I'm trying to tell you,
if I come back. But at the same time, I'm looking at reality. I ain't planning on coming back, but I'm looking at reality, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking advantage of all the meals, the food that they're giving us.
They treat me
well.
You gonna do that?
Don't get me wrong, bro.
I was like that the same way, bro. I was like my first year, man. I get anything out of the facility. I'm taking everything home.
Take everything they can give you. The rides, hey man. Yeah. Hey, I'm going out to the Mall of America, man. I'm gonna take that ride.
Yeah,
appreciate you come back, picking me up. They got somebody paying somebody to do this. Let me take advantage. I ain't got to flex too much. I'm gonna take advantage. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like I said, man, this shout out for you, man. This that and bringing that approach, bro. That attitude. You don't see it. You see it, but you don't see it, man.
So.
And that's what sometimes what people don't see beyond the camera, beyond the helmet. You know what I mean? So shout out to that, man. So like I said, man, before I always end my podcast, bro, and I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Been such a stellar interview, man. I enjoyed it. I always try to tell my guys, such as yourself, who've came and done it at another level, man. What would be advice that you would have to another young person in the CSRA? Young man, young woman that want to do what you done, that want to be successful in what they've done in life, even to add those that want to be successful, that's still on their grind every day. What would be your advice to them, bro?
Stay down. Don't never give up. Like,
yeah,
man, you got don't never give up, man. My story is very it's very touchy, like for me, man, because, bro, like I'm the youngest of 5.
Right.
Only boy.
Yeah.
Only one to graduate high school.
For sure.
First one to graduate high school. I ain't gonna say the only one. First one in my family to graduate high school. I think my cousin did it or whatever, but I'm just saying like my immediate family, like my mama kids, like only one to graduate, like. But all my sisters smart, my wife smart. Like I got a background. I got a village behind me. Like well, it's of no level. So my thing to people, man, like don't be afraid to like be the lady everybody know. Like don't be afraid to be afraid. What I really want to say, like it's gonna get hard. It's gonna get hard, bro.
It's
like,
meant to be afraid, man.
Yeah.
And when man, I always when I ask guys this, bro, I ask everybody, on the show, I ask them, man, what would be the advice? Don't be afraid to be afraid. That shit is real. When and me just processing that right now, bro, listening to that, don't be afraid to be afraid. Like it's okay to step into something new. And be afraid, like bro, I'm in the trucking business. You know what I'm saying? I played ball in the league. I'm trying to get into the podcast. I understand, hey, it take money, take time to do all what we're doing. But at the same time, I'm not afraid to compete in this, not afraid to take a chance and say, you know what? I see Brandon Marshall done it with I Am Athlete. I seen the pivot do it. I can do this right here from the CSRA, bring a spotlight on the people that I can. But I cannot be afraid to be afraid of what's next. And it's okay to be afraid, but you got to step out on faith, bro. So shout out to them words of encouragement, man. I love that, bro. That's like I said, man, I always take stuff from people, bro, and I try to apply it in my life.
Yeah, because you got to. You really got to. Like they're going, like that me going back to the young kid, man. Like and the younger generation, man. Like, man, stay in school, man. Like that school was the best thing that ever happened to me. No lie, man. That school. If I would have went to Georgia straight out of high school, bro, I wouldn't even been the same. I would have been back at the crib, to be honest.
Yeah,
I would have been back at home within a couple months because I was already out. Back then, like heart rate really slowed me down. So don't be afraid of change. Like you feel what I'm saying?
Change your environment. Sometimes you got to change your environment.
Yeah, like
man, me going to Greenville, Tennessee, going to Boone, North Carolina.
You feel me?
That put me around. That put me around a pedigree of people that I wasn't used to. That put me around to see what a man that come from rural Tennessee, rural North Carolina. A man or somebody that's coming from Germany that's playing on the golf team.
Hey man, come on,
what's their background? And I tell people all the time, man, that's where you gonna make your connections at.
Right.
They're gonna last you a lifetime. That's where you meet your best man at sometime. That's where you meet your wife at sometimes. It sometimes for some of us it may be different, but at the same time, man, you see a lot of connections made at different universities. You got so many different diversified people coming from so many diverse backgrounds, and now you just putting them all in one bowl together, man. So shout out to that. For
sure, though. Like,
shout out to that.
For real, and one more thing, man, and I don't know, like that when
good, bro.
when I give like advice back to the young kids, like I want to give them like something that I went through. Like I done went, man. I done like I said, I done lived a good life, man. Like family still good, got house, got cars, we good. We ain't want for nothing. Like, do I want to get back in the league? Yes, for sure. Like because, man, come on, man. It's different
like
seeing
do it.
Yeah, like then the bread too, like I said, bro, I ain't worked in like 3 years to be honest, bro. Like, but me and my wife just stacked so much. Like over the time, my wife got her own business. Like,
you use your money. Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
She done like she really like was a soldier behind me. Like when you got that backbone, and
you need that.
You need that backbone. You need all that support. But to the young kids, bro, like don't give up on it, man. Like I done got turned around so many times. Like people don't know that. Like
the only one. Hey, I tell people always, you can get 1 million calls that'll turn you down, but you only remember you're only one call away.
Man, come on, man.
You're only one call away. You're only one yes away. You can be 1 million no's, but only one yes will turn around.
Yeah, like
you just got to stay down and keep grinding.
Like,
man.
And then my city, bro. I'm just saying it to my city, bro. Like you got all on like the young kid, bro. Some of the best football players in the world. Best football players in the world, but you got him on the street, bro. Like, don't you know? Like,
and I know some of them cats, and I know some of the cats you talking to right now.
So get out of there.
Get out of there.
Get out of there. I love my city, but
you gotta leave.
Get out of there. You gotta leave, bro. I moved to Grovetown. I'm out of there. Like me and my family, we out of Grovetown. We can go back to Thompson. Like it ain't what 20, 30 minutes down the road.
A couple inches, man.
I can go there, but
175.
Boom, I can peel out back to the crib. Like whenever.
That's it. Sometime, man. Yeah.
But to the young kids, that's all they see. Like that's all they see. They see the flashy stuff, bro. Like But they don't really realize, like, you can go out here and if you be a dog in these sports, man, you gonna get all the flash. You gonna get the most flashes.
Yeah, you just gotta be willing to go through the grind.
Yeah,
we live in such a microwavable society where everybody want everything so fast, and we see it so quick.
They don't want to work
because we see, you know what I'm saying. A young kid may see John in the, you know what I'm saying, in the Hellcat, in the Rubicon riding through, but you don't know what I paid to get this. the years. You know, you almost 30. I'm 30, so you.
I'm 30, about to be 30.
Right, so you don't know what the 15 years I paid a price to be where I am now.
Right.
It'll happen over time. So if you want to get what I want, you got to be able to willing to pay that same price.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And it'll be better for you in the end, man. So shout out to that, man. Like I said, man, shout out to you, bro. You know, coming on the podcast, man, sitting down with us, man. You know, being such a pillar in the community in Thompson, man. Coming from a small, like you say, sometimes coming from a small town, the kids don't see nothing but just a small town.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you being able to say, hey, look, I'm from this town. I'm from McDuffie County. I made it out, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, shout out to that, bro. Shout out to that, bro. Man, I appreciate you coming on here, man. Appreciate you coming on here, bro. Like I said, man, we praying for you here at PCP Press Coverage Podcast, man, that you get back in the league, bro. If you get a shot in the USFL this year coming back, man, dominate that. Get back in the league, bro, and do your thing, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? Man. Big John Atkins, man, we appreciate you coming through, bro. I'll holler at you, man. Hey, appreciate that, man.
Appreciate
you.
Hey,
to all the fans out there, fans of the show, man, remember to go, subscribe to the videos, man. Like, leave your comments, man. I definitely appreciate it, man.
Run it up.
Hey, run it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Share, tell everyone, you know what I'm saying? If you like it, talk about it. Even if you hate it, talk about it.
Come
as long
on,
as you're talking about
it.
It means something, man. So with that being said, man, PCP, Press Coverage Podcast, we out of here. That's another one.
Hey, this is a song for my haters.